Okay, the next thing, let's say you've got your form ready to go. I've got my video I want them to watch. I've got my 3 questions with my how are you today with response validation set for short answer and a number greater than 1. So I'm ready to go. Everything's ready. I would like to first preview it. If I hit this preview button, what's going to happen is it's going to show me how the student or the parent's going to see it. They can even kind of test how it might work. You can submit an answer, which if you submit an answer, you'll also see your little note. And what's kind of cool is it will throw that response into your responses so that you can kind of tinker with that side as well, which we'll talk about in a couple videos here. So that was the preview button. But the most important thing at this point is figuring out how you want to send it. Now, when you send this, if you share the form, you're going to end up sharing the work side of it. You're going to end up, if you share it traditionally, the parent or the student's actually going to get this part where they can edit the questions and whatnot. So there's a couple ways to do this, but my favorite is to get your send stuff ready to go. So you could email the form to people if you want. If you type their email in here, their message, you could even embed the form in the email. This link, you can shorten and you can send that link. This lets you embed it into a website, and there are Facebook and Twitter options to the right. But that's not how I typically send a form if I'm going through Google Classroom. But if I'm sending it in a website or if I'm emailing it to people, what I usually do is I just grab that email, that little link right there, and deal with that. Post it on Facebook and Twitter or whatever you want to do. It's all in there. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go to your Google Drive, grab the form, and share it. Because if you share it, what you're doing is you're sending the back end of the form. This is the way you would send it, either here, or what I do is when I go to Google Classroom. So here we go. I'm going to open up Google Classroom, take you to a test classroom that we can mess around in, press classwork. And what I typically do is pick my option. Let's just say it's an assignment. And I add it from here. Since I just made this in Google Drive, it should be right at the top of my recents. There it is. Hi, I am a form. I add it, and it's ready to go. Now, I could turn on locked browser mode if I want, but I don't have to. I can do all my particulars. I don't have to do graded. I can do a rubric if I so choose, but it's going to grade itself. And I'm just going to assign it, and I'm going to throw it in my office hours topic. But there's something really, really, really important I want to show you here. This says I've assigned it to 2 people. Forms, when they submit, does not trigger this area. So just so we're all clear, this area right here, even though it says 0 turned in and 2 assigned, if they go to their Google form and they press submit, so let's say that I'm the parent and student, I'm at the house, it says I've responded. Notice that on Google Classroom, it did not trigger this to switch. Forms takes in its own responses all by itself. So when it comes to posting and grading, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but in terms of getting it to Classroom, that is how I would share it, or I would share it through that send button.